Okay, now let's go for the motor. We have to finally get the motor lid off. Okay. And we slide the motor in. Be careful. You have to put the cables up front. So they're on this side, because here on this side the motor has a flat part, and on this flat part later on the flat lid has to sit on. Okay, so that's why the cables have to be put in the right direction. If you push the motor through, the pinion comes out. Please also make sure that the pinion really sits on the shaft like very flat, so the pinion really fully sits on your shaft. Otherwise you will not be able to fit your cover on that. Okay, before we continue, we push it back a little bit. That makes things easier when we finally close it and we put the final lid on top of it. So this goes in between all of this, like this. Then you push it a little bit, and now when you have closed it, you can hopefully get the motor in. Again, you might want to move all of this a little bit so that it better goes in. Here we go. Now it's perfectly in, and now we can close the motor lid. Okay, now we can add some screws to fixate the other lid. I take a short one on this side. The next one is probably that one in the back. Now we add the servo plate, which needs the longer screws as well. Don't tighten it too strong, because here you have this little cutout on the servo plate, and here through this cutout you will now have to get your cables running before you finally close the last screws. Okay, then one is in here behind the cables, a little tricky to reach. Okay, now let's test it out. Let's get the cable through here. Okay. Switch on the remote, switch on the car, and see if it turns. And it does turn. Good. Let's switch it off again. And then tighten the rest. So the suspension needs the Phillips. Okay, that went in. And now we only have to push that back on. Wow. And here we go. I messed that up, okay. Well, that's fairly easy to fix. Let's just open it here on that side. And bring it on the other side. Let's tighten it on the other side as well. And we are ready to go for the servos.